Wellness for Life is brought to you by Perham Physical Therapy, Gothenburg Chiropractic Clinic, MAHUBE Ottawa Community Action Partnership, and Natural Alternatives.
Good morning. Here we are again at MAHUBE Ottawa Community Action Agency, and we're talking this month as far as financial wellness. Wellness is our overall topic, and this month we're going to talk about financial wellness as it actually follows for taxpayers to use our free tax preparation service. I just did the math, and we've actually been doing free tax preparation here at MAHUBE Ottawa in Detroit Lakes since 1983. And when I say we have been doing it, please know that there are no MAHUBE staff people directly doing tax returns, but it is a volunteer initiative. Formerly, we were associated with the AARP volunteer tax preparation. Currently, we have a VITA program with 22 certified volunteers, have gone through at least 40 hours of training. They become certified, they take a test, and then they are in place and approved to do returns. The returns that there are a few returns that we are not allowed to do. We call them returns that are beyond the scope of our program. Those are things we typically don't do. Farming operations. We don't do anything with a Schedule C where there would be loss. We don't do any complicated Schedule D which has to do with capital gains. But typically we do most single-family individual returns, and our focus, we say that we serve in particular low-income to moderate-income individuals, and I kind of suppose that about 85% of the residents around here would be classified as low to moderate income, with a special sensitivity to seniors and also rural, diverse populations. So we're prepared to serve all of those individuals. I have some information about what to bring to a tax appointment. We would expect you to bring, first of all, if you're a married couple, we do expect both spouses to be present at the appointment. And of course, you would understand to bring all income information. That would be W-2s and 1099s, I'm sorry. Information from any other income. There might be veterans benefits, there might be some other non-taxable, which still must be reported on some state forms. So all income information for additional deductions or credits. We do ask that you bring a copy of last year's return, and if you expect a refund, we ask that you bring a check with the routing number and account information, so you would be able to have your refund check directly deposited in your account. We also ask for Social Security cards from everyone included on the return, children as well as adults. All adults, we ask that they have proof of ID. There's been a lot of identity theft surrounding the whole tax preparation issue this year, as there have been in past years. So please bring some photo ID. And then you may qualify for for a child care credit, which we would need to have your daycare provider's information. We would expect birth dates for everyone included on the return. And if you happen to have purchased a health insurance plan through the MNsure marketplace, we'll be asking again, is everyone on the return had health insurance for all 12 months of 2016? If you receive a document, a 1095A or a 1095B or 1095C, please bring that document along. Otherwise, if you tell us, yes, everyone on the return has had health insurance, we will follow that, your guidance. This is your return and not ours. So we encourage you to be absolutely sure that the information you provide to us is truthful and accurate. We take appointments in the MAHUBE offices in Mahnomen, in Wadena, in Park Rapids, and here in Detroit Lakes. I'm going to encourage you to call the office closest to where you live. Our number here in Detroit Lakes is 218-847-1385, and we can at least give you the information for one of our satellite offices. We do not do the taxes as our program in Fergus Falls, but we do take the appointments for the AARP program, which does taxes at the Westridge Mall. But again, Mahnomen has appointments left, Wadena has appointments left, and Park Rapids, as well as Detroit Lakes, although we're beginning to be scheduled out to mid-March and beyond. So I'd encourage you, if you need an appointment, call soon. So thank you, and again, if you have any questions about this program, please call our office in Detroit Lakes at 218-847-1385.
Coming up on Wellness for Life.
Welcome to Natural Alternatives. I'm Ernest Hutta. I'm the owner and director of the clinic here. And Dr. Mark Wheaton, Dr. Dave Gottenborg, Dr. Dave Anderson, and myself clinic here together in a collaborative relationship, the synergy of practitioners working together to help people with a whole host of issues and struggles that people suffer from. Today, we're going to spend just a little bit of time talking about a really, really common issue that a lot of Americans suffer with, and this is arthritis. So arthritis is a term that defines something that's an acute irritation or an inflammation of an articulation. So the word arth, or A-R-T, is talking about the arthrosis or the articulation of a joint, and you get inflammation or swelling as this gentleman has here in his limb. So then the most advanced forms of arthritis go into another one that is called RA, or rheumatoid arthritis, which can have not only long-term negative impact on human health, but it's also quantified into what is called autoimmune disorders. So these can have infectious components to them, sometimes need to be managed with medications that suppress the immune system, corticosteroids for joint inflammation and pain. And our goal in our clinic is to try to get away from those types of symptomatic cares that ultimately can cause even additional deterioration, degeneration of the joint, and to try to give people help or a way to obtain relief without doing surgery or having to be on long-term antibiotics or corticosteroids and so on. So today, this gentleman is being treated for his arthritic issues, but also he's had a stroke in his left leg. But you can see the swelling around the joint that is typical of arthritic issues, and where they swell, both in this case on the inside and outside of the ankle. But I'm also doing a loop on his feet here. So with arthritic patients, my goal is to hyperstimulate the entire neurological system, and I can do so by creating a loop in the feet. And in this case, I'm also treating specifically through the joint itself. And then I'm going to add one additional component, because what has happened here is as the inflammation has created in and around his joint, it's also really shortened up the length of the muscles. And of course, his stroke is a contributing factor, but it's really shortened up the length of the muscles in the calf. And in this case, I'm going to go through and we're going to try to treat that. And he's also a little sensitive in here because of the stroke. He has what is called neuropathy. You can see him having to feel a little agitated with the limb there. But as we release these, this actually ultimately ends up really creating some relief. And the key here is that with this inflammation and swelling around the joint, I need to help hyperstimulate the lymphatic structure, which flows on the inside of the leg and moves up all the way through the entire body, to get rid of this waste, this swelling that is in and around the joint. Our goal is to work with other medical professionals. Chiropractics can be extremely helpful for arthritic patients, and Dr. Wheaton provides a procedure in our clinic called prolotherapy that is absolutely amazing. I have actually with us today a picture, and we'll get this even in a digital form here much more effectively, in which it shows, here's a picture of the hand and an arthritic or swollen joint in which ultimately the body produces a calcification or extra bone mass around there. It causes the joint to become deformed. You can see the same thing here in a picture of the spine, in which normal disc structure is here, and here's what happens as the arthritis starts to eat away and corrode the spinal structure. So we see people coming in all the time complaining of joint pain. So these issues can have very, very profound impacts on people's lives, debilitating, painful, requiring medication to aid some of the symptoms. And our goal is to get people in here and take a proactive approach and start actually treating some of these issues. It's amazing when you put microcurrent therapy into the human body, how quickly the immune system can start to work and function to help heal and repair some of these damaged articulations and joints that are irritated, inflamed, and swollen. And again, our goal is to work with the medical profession because they have the helps that can provide the relief that a person needs temporarily. Our goal is to produce a long-term sustained change in this joint and the irritation that's there. So again, come and check us out at Natural Alternatives. All of us work together here with the synergy and harmony of trying to find ways to help you rejuvenate and heal your body and to get your life back, get yourself out of pain and irritation. So again, thank you. Look at the trailer, get in contact with us. We'd love to help you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Wellness for Life. Brought to you by Purim Physical Therapy, Gothenburg Chiropractic Clinic, MAHUBE Ottawa Community Action Partnership, and Natural Alternatives.